guys, Toby here from ProEdge Trading. We're going to look at some manual trading tactics for the EdgeRunner. You know, we're on the 2-minute ProEdge bars, MNQ. This is Monday's chart. And one thing to note, you know, these are our ProEdge bars. And the edge band in the backgrounds, you know, they use the ProEdge bars for their calculations. So all this kind of works together along with the dashboard down here. This kind of all works together to produce these moves. And it helps you visually. You can see the real closes. These are the real closes, these little white marks. But I'm going to show you a few ways to trade this manually that works really well. And we're going to kind of go from wild to mild, if you want to call it that. So you'll see what I mean here in a minute. So here's the open, 8:30. That's our open, Central Time, New York open. And you see we come up really strong. And when there's no wick on the bottom of these bars, you know, that means it's a strong move. That's the strongest move you can have for these bars in the length of the body. You come in, really strong move, and it tapers out right here. And what you can do, like I said, this is going to go from wild to mild. So you come in, it tapers off. You're going to mark the high that was formed in that move. When it breaks this high right here, that's your trade. And we're on 2 minutes, so we're going for 10 points. And I would recommend like a 20-point stop. I know that's 1 to 2, but these are high probability moves. And you only need one. You don't need to just trade all day. So here you go, easy 10 points. If you want to keep going, here's another move, pulls back. So here's your high. Your new high right here off of this move. They come in, pulled back, we mark that one, breaks out, comes in, pulls back, mark that one. And you take the breakout bar right here. It's close, you know, might be this one. Either way, there's you 10 more points. And then you'll see it does it again here, but obviously never breaks above it. And then moving to the short side, let me show you something. You got to have a established trend for this. So in real time, you're here in this candle. You see how this is green. That's not a really good trend. You want an established trend. Let's see what it would look like in real time. There you go. We're getting one. We definitely have one here. Now see if, okay, pulled back a little bit, pulled back. Okay. So here's your line going to the short side. And we'll extend that. So here. And you see it never breaks through it. So it keeps you from taking a trade, keeps you from a loss, you know, never breaks through. And this is what I would consider, because I'm kind of more conservative with my trading. I would consider this, you know, a little bit on the wild side. But it works. You know, obviously it works. We can look at other days too. We're going to take these off, and I'm going to show you another way you can trade moves like this. So like I said, the stronger it is, the less wick there is on the bottom, stronger the move. The edge band is increasing, it's getting wider. So in real time, you know, you might be looking at this coming up, getting wider, wider, You got good, no wicks down here. You know, it's a good sign. It's a really strong trend. There's your candle. And the reason is you want to, when you're having this kind of a move, you want to close inside this body with no wick on the bottom. First candle, you're watching this happen right there. Let your entry, your stop is 20 points, and that's easy 10 points. If you're watching this again, so you took that trade, you won. Watching these, we're waiting for one, two, okay, right there. So right here, that is 216. Close. It's close, but you're still good. This is 216. You're down here at 96. Yeah, you're good. 10 points there. But just remember, like I always say, farther you get up a trend, up a leg, the more dangerous it becomes. If you just keep playing this, finally it's going to stall out and switch directions. So just take one or two. It's all you really need at all. You know, it's two. If you're doing, I got this on micros, but say we were on minis, you're doing one mini. You know, it's $200, and really that's all you need. $200 a day, you'd be good. Spread that across 20 Apex accounts. That's 4,000. So you know, 5, that's 1,000. And you know, take what the market gives you and shut her down. So those are two methods that work really well. Keeps you out of trouble. If you're on the 2-minute, go for about 10 points at least. You know, you can go for more. Have like a 20-point stop, and that works really well. Get 1 or 2 wins, call it. The method I like that is much more conservative is when you have a move like this and you have 2 or 3 candles gapped away from the edge band, and then you get a pullback, you know, into the edge band. I like to take the next trade. I like to take a discount off of the next trade, next candle that breaks this high. Unfortunately, there wasn't one here because this is what I would be looking at. Up, 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 pulls back. It doesn't have to go that deep. It needs to go at least into the edge band. That's a really deep one. Here's our new high, or here's our high of that whole move. As you see, it never broke it. If it broke it, then I'd be looking for a move off the edge band to go long. The short here, let's see, this isn't ideal. Yeah, you might have one didn't touch here. You know, I like to see more of a loop, but either way, here's our low. See, this move is just trash. You know, here's a loop, if you want to call it that. Here's our low. You know, it never broke that. So you wouldn't have had a trade using my real conservative method here. Let's go to the next day. And I'm also trading the ES at the same time. And the ES actually did have a trade that day. So here's the 5th Tuesday. Here's the open. Come in, not much to see here. Comes up. You know, this isn't a great established trend. It's early. If you were looking at this in real time and you counted the pre-market, you know, this is a trend. You can take this candle right here, no wick, right there on the body, and that's a win. I usually stay out of the first couple candles though, because it'll do this a lot of times. It'll a lot of fake outs right after the open, but that's a win. Um, if you're using the where I was drawing the line, you don't really have a good place to do that here. Then it comes up, uh, really no gap here. It's not really a established trend. Somewhere in here, maybe, if you were looking at this in real time, coming in, but you want more of an established trend than that. But here we go, coming down. You still don't know, if you're still watching in real time, you don't really know yet. You think it's going to, it's looking decent, and then it has a bad pullback. You don't know if it's going to go up. Now we're starting to get there. Growing. So here you go. If you're using the line method I was talking about, there's your low right there. There's the break. There's your entry. It's 10 points.
MYM.
See if there's another one. Only had one bar. Yeah, here's one, but your line would be down here. And here we're at the end. You don't want to be trading at the end of the leg. Even though you had this close below here, it's at the end of the leg. That's why I always say take the first one or two and call it. If you're trading the close on the body, you come in. They were looking at this in real time. We got a good trend going now for sure. We're looking for a close on the body right there. So let me mark that one. Oh, that's covering up our mark. So right here, so in real time, coming in, good trend, bam. We're on this candle, easy 10 points, easy, at least 10 points. And then we come back in, got a little pullback here. We really want it to flatten more than that. Yeah, it's hard to really justify. You have this one, that's an easy win. We didn't really have a good pullback or flat line there. If you want to count this one as, a no wick, close on the body, it qualifies, but technically we don't really have it following a good flat pullback. But, it's a winner. Using my conservative method, obviously we got nothing here. We finally got a trend. Got to pull back into the band right there. So really right here's our low of this loop. And then here's our entry anywhere in here. Or you can hug the edge band for a discount. Maybe got in here. Might not have got in it. It might have just went without you. If it goes too far without you, just wait for the next one. If you're trying to get a pullback and ride the edge band, or you're saying, hey, there's a signal, I want to get in 5 points back, and it goes 10, 20 points without you, just wait for the next one. It's made its move. It's just how it goes. Just wait for the next opportunity. Let's go one more day. This was today, actually. So here's our open. This is just a mess. even if you're seeing this in real time, you know, you got green and red band. It's ugly, choppy. You know, it's just going green again. It's just chopping around. It's not until you get maybe here, you know, these are just not, you don't want to trade this. If you took this trade, it's not really a trade. You might have got there, yeah, you might have got there in this candle, but this is not really what we want. We want an established trend. Well, it's got a wick on it anyway, so you wouldn't have taken that. So here's our good trend. We're waiting for, you know, a pullback, but then it just goes all the way. So we're kind of stuck. So here you go. You're seeing this, watching it now in real time. Now you really got a trend forming. That's a good one. Now we're waiting for three things. If you're using the line method, so here we go, comes back in. So here's your top, here's your close above it. Get in here somewhere, 77, 87. So you got your 10 points. Your stop is at 57. Should be good. We don't know for a fact on this candle, but I think that's probably good. You got your win there. The next one, come in, come down. Here's your draw your line. So you got to pull out, pull back. Here's your top. Here's your close. There's your 10 points. So you can do it that way. The other way, you come in, we're looking for a candle, a close in the body. So that's right here. That's a win. That's 10 points. Does it happen again? Get a move back in. We're looking for maybe this one, maybe this one. Either one of those are good. This one's close to being on the body. This one definitely is. So there's 10 points. If you're using my more conservative method, come in, got a move here and a move here. So we're looking for a close.
Sell down.
Above that or below that. You know, we don't know at the time. We're coming in.
Sell down.
Here's our move. Here's a big pullback. Here's a loop. But we're really looking for a close above that one. Need to extend this a little farther. So here, my line's straight. Yeah, that looks good. Right here, I would get in 5 points back. And then there's your 10 points. If you played it again, it'd be after our window. But so we got this one, comes in, got pulled back here. Here's our new line. And then somewhere here, or even here, you get a little pullback, 61. We're looking for 71. Yeah, somewhere in here. That's if you're playing after, but either way, you got you know, a couple wins out of this one. Pretty low risk, high probability. That's just to show you some methods of using the EdgeRunner manually, trading these reclaims and breakouts. Just be patient, get your marks on there. Like I said, that's kind of wild to mild. Breakouts can be a little wild. Finding the closes on the bodies after a move, you know, is safer. And then using my very conservative method is the safest. But all three work. And just remember, on the 2 minute, go for at least 10 points. and your stop at least 20 points. And yeah, that's the EdgeRunner just on the queue for this week. Manual trading. I didn't see any losses, and maybe conservatively speaking, you know, you could have got 2 wins a day. So that's 6 for 6 EdgeRunner manual trading. There you go, guys. EdgeRunner Indicator manual trading, the PROEDGE bars and the edge bands. Head on over to PROEDGETrading.com and you can get this on your charts tonight. You can read a lot more about it. You can see our other videos. You know, we post trades and stuff every day. Come visit us at Discord. We're in there active, answering questions, sharing setups, sharing wins. Come on down here. This is where you can check out. You'll get your files immediately. You can have everything on your charts tonight, ready to trade the open tomorrow. All right, I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the charts in the morning.